All right, what's up? Roberto Monaco here with the second video of our series, the 10 lessons from doing virtual events. I'm so excited to be spending time with you today. Happy holidays, happy holidays. And if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on LinkedIn, Marcos Mendonça, boa noite, Betão. What's up, buddy? What's up? Dean Peters. Hermano, what's up? What's up, guys? We're going to have a good time today. I want to talk about engaging people. I'm super excited to do this series with you. In the event you missed the video number 1, go make sure you watch it because I talk about new ways, new markets, new opportunities. In this video, we're going to talk about a very powerful principle that is this. Write this down. Engagement drives transformation. Write it down. Engagement drives transformation. Now, my background, some of you know, in my career, I've done over 4,500 talks, and one of the hallmarks of effective, persuasive speaking is the capacity to engage people during, quote unquote, a presentation. And if you've done a lot of talks in your career, you would agree with me that when you walk in a room with people like this, the arms crossed, is not very easy to move them. But when they are like nodding, yes, writing things down, ask questions, super engaged, eye contact, their physiology, we know like, okay, this is good. It's gonna be a good talk. Now the challenge is that how do you transfer that to a virtual presentation, to a virtual talk, to a webinar, to a long format talk. So I was talking in the previous videos that we do these 3-day events. And I'm telling you that is extremely important, even more important than traditional live presentations when you do virtual talks, to think in terms of engagement. So again, here's the message, right? Engagement drives transformation. Now, I remember when I was doing one of my first events, and I was just getting used to it. It was a day and a half. And there's a portion of my presentation where it was an exercise, and I had the audience go like this. I say, hey, write down a piece of paper. I'm doing a virtual, right? There's like, you know, a lot of people on a webinar. And I asked this question, please write down the name of 2 charismatic presenters that you think they're amazing speakers. Could be in business, could be in politics, could be in spirituality, could be in your profession. Write down 2 people, right? 2 names. And everybody did the exercise. I wrote it down. I can see them doing because everybody had the cameras on. And then I wrote down, okay, for each person, for each name, right? Write down 2 characteristics that you feel makes that person charismatic. And I see everybody working on. And I go, so basically the exercise, they wrote down 2 names of speakers they thought were charismatic, and then 2 characteristics that makes them charismatic. And then I say, okay, do me a favor. Write down in the chat the 2 characteristics. Dude, that was the coolest thing. The chat was literally like on fire, like, all these answers. I'm like, I had chills. When I saw that, I'm like, wow, I totally get it. That was such a powerful exercise, not much for them, for me, to teach me that when you're doing virtual presentations, you can be extremely effective engaging your audience, I promise, okay? So when you talk about engaging someone, I want to guide you through the 4 major elements. And the goal, obviously, as you can see here, is when you have a high levels of engagement, not only is going to translate into conversion, is going to translate into product sales, service sales. It's going to translate into people actually using your information, using your content. That's the whole idea, right? You want to help people. That's why engagement drives transformation. So let's talk about the first thing that you got to understand is the psychology. So write down the psychology. The psychology of the audiences have changed. Many years ago, before the social media, people used to go to a presentation and be quiet, right? Just almost a picture like old school rhetoric or old school politician just talking to it and people are quiet. But what happens? You have the social media revolution and people in their text and sending messages and Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and doing live videos now. And people here, Marcos, here go Joe Biden. No, he's not very charismatic, but I don't think he's a very charismatic. You guys are funny. You guys are funny. But the idea, so the psychology of people has engaged. So now when you do when you have a traditional presentation, eye contact, for example, is a really powerful tool to engage someone. And when you're doing live now, here, obviously I want to look at the camera. I'm looking at the camera right now, but it's not the same thing as live. So when you go into traditional presentation, into virtual, you got to understand the psychology of the people has changed. What that means is that people want to be engaged, they want to have fun, they want to be able to participate. So you got to be able to welcome that. One of the biggest mistakes people do is the kind of like, well, I'm going to talk and just ask me questions an hour later. That's not effective because people they're engaging throughout the whole experience. So as a presenter, you have to become super effective. And I believe in the law of Robert Cialdini, small commitments lead to big commitments. So one of the things that I do when I'm doing a webinar, even before I start my presentation, I say, hey, hello, welcome, so-and-so. Let me know where you're plugging in from, where you join us from, and what is your favorite restaurant in your town. All right? Marcos I think in Waikiki. All right? Playful Loud, Matt Milan, my brother. Love Matt. What's up, my brother? So the idea is that you always want to have the psychology has changed. So when you have to understand that you want to have more fun, and your audience want to have more fun. It's super easy for them to just click away. So you gotta think engagement. Okay. Now strategy. So once you understand the psychology, you gotta be okay. What is the strategy? Now, what is the strategy for engagement? The question is, how long is the presentation? How long is the virtual presentation? It's just half an hour. It's just 10 minutes. Are you doing a Zoom meeting? Are you doing a 1-day seminar, 2-day seminar, 3-day seminars, right? Now, one of the events that we do is a 2.5-day seminar. My strategy is like this. I speak for 45 with my chat open. Right? So I'm kind of like, if I have a quick question, I'm like, okay, I can answer. Then I have a 15-minute exercise individually, and then I have a group share. Right? I put people in groups. So I'm trying to engage throughout the whole weekend. So it's not like, because people have the notion, oh man, I'm going to be sitting my computer, reading slides it's crazy. Don't do that. So you plan ahead. So I plan everything. Look, every chunk, every section of your event, you gotta plan for engagement. Are they going to have a break and record a video and post in your private page on Facebook, for example? All right. So for me, one of the things I do a little bit, I reduce the amount of content, so they have an exercise, and now they're gonna engage online. People, but by the way, something that I noticed, which is crazy, that I learned to doing virtual events, people have less resistance engaging online than they have engaged in a live event. It's weird. I don't know, maybe they're not as intimidated to be in front of a computer and a camera. They're by themselves, but they're easily open up and share in front of a computer than traditional room where you're there live in person, which has been a fascinating idea. So you want to understand the psychology of the person, the industry of your audience has changed. the strategy, you plan everything that you're going to do, even before your first slide. You're like, okay, how I'm going to engage people. Okay. And then the third aspect, tactics. So you have the psychology, the strategy, and tactics. For example, I realized that if I'm doing an event, if I'm using Zoom, for example, I want to see everybody with their cameras on. Right? I have my chat open. I'm asking for emoji reactions. I am just like in traditional public speaking. I know storytelling is really powerful, so I tell stories. I pause. I engage my physiology. Like, for example, I'm speaking now. I have a stand-up desk instead of just like this and kind of monotone. I'm trying to kind of like project, not yell at people, but project energy and power and influence. So my message goes through my camera, through my microphone, and hit you in your heart of hearts, in your core. You want to be able to do that, right? You can engage people before the event. If you open up a private Facebook group, have them share something. Do a homework. Depends on the event. Again, if you're doing an hour presentation, hour presentation. But one of the things that I'm super committed to do is to look for opportunities to engage your audience. And the last piece here, is authenticity, right? So once you understand the psychology of your audience has changed, you build your content in terms of like, okay, I think my strategy is to engage them. Then I have a tactics. Am I going to use the chat? I'm going to use the emoji. I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to go do an exercise, right? For example, I send for our classes, I send a manual. And doing by the way, one more trick and strategy in terms of tactics for you to engage people. In my event, I have things that are, for example, this session, PowerPoint, this session, no slides, this session, mind map. I change how I present information. So I'm always trying to introduce an element of a novelty. So people are like, wow, that's unique. Now go pay attention, because before he was using slides. Now there's no slides. Now there's a mind map. So I keep changing. So people are always guessing unconsciously, how am I going to present information? Okay. So the last piece here is authenticity. It's kind of like, hey, does this message or this tactic or this idea of engaging people, is that authentic to me? Because so many people, they're more stoic. They're more like, no, I'm just going to share the facts and then alone we're going to get the job done. Doesn't work like that. Now, I'm not suggesting that you should try to copy someone else just because someone has high energy, that you should have high energy. That's not my suggestion. What I am encouraging you is to say, look at this strategies. Is this authentic? Can I pull it off? And if you can, you do it. And if you're like, man, that's not my style, then don't do it, because you don't want to copy someone else just for copy someone else. So that's the idea. So the key lesson today here is this, that engagement drives transformation. And I'm telling you that all the events you've done, I remember there's a lady, the last event we did, she was in Ireland and she was super quiet. And I started engaging them from the beginning of the class. And she never done a virtual presentation, never done actually a talk in her company, ever. And on the last day, she did a presentation online for 15 minutes. She was having breakthroughs. And I thought part of the strategy was engage her throughout the whole weekend to help her overcome her own limiting beliefs. So don't speak to inform, speak to transform. Feel free to share this video. Thanks so much for participating here. And I want to leave you with a gift for watching here. Wish you and your family an amazing holiday season. And I have a quick video for you, okay? Don't speak to inform, speak to transform. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Now, I want to give you a gift for you for supporting our mission. We have a class called the 10 Beliefs of the Master Influencer. And the reason we developed this class is because, like in any other area in life, your beliefs drives your behaviors, which leads to results. For example, someone is super healthy, that person have a very specific blueprint or belief system about health and wellness and exercise than someone who's unhealthy, for example. The same thing applies to communication, to influence, to persuasion. So in this class, which we're gonna give you for free, you're gonna learn the 10 beliefs of the master influencer, of the master communicator. There's a total of 20 videos, one video explaining each belief and one video on how you can apply that belief in your business, into your life. Plus, you're gonna get a 25-page ebook that comes with the video training and is yours for free. And all you have to do is just to click on the link on the description and you're gonna have access to your course, the 10 beliefs of the master influencer. Total of 20 videos, an awesome ebook just to help you out with your videos, your presentations, your communication. Don't speak to inform, speak to transform, and thank you. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us. We have a couple comments here. Matt Milan, Marcos Mendonça Obama, definitely charismatic speaker. Marcos Mele Kalimalaka, I don't know, but I would love to know who it is. I appreciate everybody here joining us today. Much love, guys. Wish you and your family an amazing holiday season. Talk soon. Bye-bye.